Hey, what's going on, tubers of you? Tubers of you. Okay. Today I am working on, I have my boy, he's an awesome mechanic. He is here today. He is Easy E's mobile mechanic. You'll see his name right there. You'll see him in one of my other videos where he came out and we did the fuel line setup and everything. So right now we're actually redoing some of the fuel system. We're putting in an electric fuel pump to help the system prime it whenever I go to start it, because we're losing prime somewhere. And the only way to find this out would be to take it to like the dealership or somewhere that knows, that can put it up on a lift. He's helping me getting it straightened out now. So my bus originally came with the tank watch, because this was a transit bus, so it had the toilet in the back. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the tank watch out, and we're using the wires from that to power the pump that's going to be by the tank. So that's what I'm working on right now. He's working on other things. He's actually working on the exhaust pipe right now. And the exhaust pipe, let me get you in the other mount here. Put you right here, tighten you down. And let's come out here. What Ernest is working on is, right now he's working on the exhaust pipe. He's working on is, the exhaust pipe was originally broken back over there, and so I'd gotten a new pipe. He's helping me out and hooking up that pipe there. That's, oh, there it is. It's broken there, and so originally it would come like over here. Wow, that pipe is, so it came like over here? Huh, I don't know. He'll figure it out. He's a genius. And that's Ernest.
Hi, everybody.
And so yeah, if you're local in the Central Florida area, this is the guy to call for mechanic work. He's a good guy. He's a good friend. You can't call on it. He cares about his job. He doesn't just look at it as money, you know? He looks at it as, if you need help again, I'll be there for you. Alright, so here's my spaghetti work that I'm working on. And, alright, so these are the wires here. You have positive, negative, you have the two blues and the red going in the back. So most likely you had power wire going in the back, and then your two blues were your sensors that go to your to the low sensor and the high sensor. So that will tell you full or empty. Well, we're not using these anymore, so these two are going to be disconnected. I'm not going to cut these down here. Good. Don't move. Stay. So I'm trying to think where I need to cut this. What I'm going to do is I'm needing the wire for today. I am needing a power wire for the light, the ground. So I'm going to need, so this is going to be a ground, so I'm going to have to get the polarity for these to find out which ones are which. I'm just lucky to be able to have this here instead of trying to find a way to run it through the bus, because I have 100 foot of 14 gauge that I was going to run up here, and I was been sitting here trying to think of how in the world I was going to run it and try to drill it down, or if I'm going to have to run it somewhere else and drill it underneath. This also right here is all temporary. This was right here just so I have a switch inside that and this switch was originally for turning the battery on and off. Why they disconnected it, I don't know. But what I had is, this is running to the main 12-volt power block of the bus, and that's running into the switch inside, and then running to the accessory. So I know it's it's way overpowered and it doesn't look right. This is was just temporary, so whenever I have the power hooked up and I want to test lights or whatever, I don't have to have the key accessory on and hearing the bus beep for 20 minutes. So that's why that's there. This will eventually be all cleaned up and it's going to look all nice, and OCDers out there is going to, holy crap. That's a big pipe.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah. Alright, so I need to get the polarity for these, and I need to untape all this.
I told you one way or another I'm going to get you.
That's what she said.
I'm rebuilding your...
You're rebuilding my massive pipe?
Yeah, long flat train. Make you laugh on weekends, buddy.
It's not a weekend yet, is it?
It is when you want it to be.
That's true. Oh, here. Yes. So that runs to up there, over up, attaches to that within the lake. Get back. What's that going up? Light. So yeah, this. What the hell did they do? Yeah, let me do that. What the hell is it running into? Huh? That's right there. I try to make sure cameras are lined up as much as I can because. Okay, so that wire that's coming up is tying into the light. It's coming into this switch, which was what? Accessory. Okay. This wire here runs up, which is this one here. So yeah, that one's going into accessory. So we're going to remove it from accessory. Yeah, we're going to remove this from accessory and plug it back in where red is over here. Red is here to switch. Okay. Sounds good to me. Because whenever I flip on a fuel pump, I want the fuel pump to turn on whenever I turn the key on. I don't want to have to worry about a switch, because knowing my dumb ass, I'll forget and then drain the fuel line and then have to sit there and re-crack the lines and have to, yeah, no, I don't want to do it. Because there'll always be that one time I'll be like, oh, I won't forget. And hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing there. Best angle for the dangle, know what I mean? And actually, I need to go over here because this is what I'm taking off is this tank watch. Wow. Did they? They did. What a dumbass. See, this is some shit that I would do. I mean, it's not wrong what they did, but it's... I mean, it could have been dealt with better. It's like it was a freaking afterthought by a freaking non-common sensor. So I disconnected. These are the blues that are coming into the tank system. I've already disconnected the red and the black. This red and black, this red was originally going up to the accessory switch. This one actually now needs to be plugged into the accessory for turning the switch on. So Okay, so now I got to go test the polarity of the ones on the other side. This is just a ground wire. I'm just going to leave it here because you never know when you're going to need a ground wire. Actually, you know what? I'll probably connect. Yeah, I'll connect one of these to ground and the other one's going to be to positive. No, actually this one's to positive, this one's going to be a ground. Okay. And you can't see what I was talking about. There we go. So yeah, this one's going to be my positive, that's going to my accessory. This one's going to, one of these is going to be my my ground. Which one? We don't know yet. But one of these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, even though it's going to be a negative, I'm going to hook it up to a positive so I can find out which one is which on the other side. So I'm going to take this one. So for now, this is just going to be tapped right up inside there because my accessory is on right now. Then I'm going to take you. There's the man at work. Alright, so these here are running up front. So this one is also a positive. And one of these is a positive, but I gotta find out which one. Alright, so we're back. So I figured it out and forgot to turn the camera on. So the LED light that I was using was burned out. So now I'm just going to mark which one's black. Well, you know which one's black because it's blue, I mean. But I'm going to cut this one off. And where's my... I'm putting some quick disconnects on the ends of these. So all you have to do is when you get the pump in place, you just connect it and you're done. You know what? You can't accidentally stick it in. Nothing else on there. So on black going to be here. Make sure I'm lined up here with y'all. Yeah, I think it was over here. Damn. And then what's it going to be? Meal. Meal.
You have exhaust. That's your exhaust hooked up to
The bus?
now. It's all the way attached.
Oh, nice. You mean I'm not gonna be sitting there with the smell of exhaust inside my bus anymore?
Oh. Hey, if you would like to see what I'm thinking,
Yep, give me a second here.
when you're done, I'm getting up. You can take a look at what I got after I get all the dirt out of my way. Lost half the shit in there. About 5 minutes.
That means as soon as I hook this up, the pump should work. There we go. We got power to the pumps.
You got it hooked up, buddy, huh?
Yep, what I did is I ran it backwards. Okay. So whenever you hook it up, you can't do it backwards.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. I'm going to give me a drink of water and take a minute, and then we can...
I just got to, right now it's just hooked up to accessory, and I'd rather hook it up to, whenever I turn the, yeah, when I turn the key on, and that's just hooking it up to the, solenoid wire.
Yeah, just the accessory side. And turn
So he's got the exhaust all hooked up. There's the exhaust there. It's all running up. He cut off all that and brought it up here. So now it's going to turn and come up here. And then this tip here. This was I believe that was what was originally up here, or I don't know. I think that was what was originally here. And then he's going to run it and hook it back up, and I'll have exhaust on my bus for the first time. It's going to be nice. So right now it's just hooked up to accessory. I need to hook it up to here, which is the switch on, which is this wire here. So I'm going to double check that here in a minute. So let me take a break and I'll be back. Okay, so right now I'm setting up the fuel pump for him. Now this is just a pump just to bring it from the tank and pressurize the line. That's all it does. Because on my mechanical, like I said, I don't know what it is. I've had multiple mechanics, and he's like, you know what, let's just do it the simple way, hook up a primer on it, and get it going. He goes, it could be just random, or it could just be that it's old. I mean, it's 95. I think it is. I mean, this one. Okay. So, how I've had to do this is so stupid. Because this universal $20 one has the threads on the ends. The expensive ones don't. They're made into it, which comes with a 1/4-inch tip. My fuel line is 1/2 inch. So it's like, well, okay, what do I have to do here? So I'm having to go from 1/4 inch through the pipe to 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch. It's all these right here was like $12, almost $13 per side. So dumb. Could have ordered it from Amazon, the part that I needed, but it wouldn't be here till Friday. And I didn't think about it until yesterday, so I wouldn't have got it today anyways. So having to spend an extra $15, I guess, is not that bad, but there's also all this stuff here. But it's also I'm never gonna have a leak, or I'm never gonna have to worry about it ever again, because it's brass and it's new. And I'm also doing, this is the yellow tape. This is made for propane and solvents and stuff like that. As you see what it does, it goes from 1/4 inch up to 1/2 inch. Nobody sells this anywhere. Except online. Oh, no, I think.
Big line, and
Yep.
you're making a custom adapter. It's the only way you can do it.
Yeah, and the fuel pumps that's supposed to be, if you find one for $2,500, few $100s. It's like,
any more small clamps so
yeah.
I can button up the other side of this one when I put it in.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
Yeah, because I got to use the hose that you got here, and I need these clamps you gave me already for this end.
Yeah.
For the. friend.
Yep.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, actually, no, I'll get you some more light and some air. Ready? Da!
It's a miracle. Okay. See how that works there. So, you want the check valve out? I'll take it out now.
That's whatever you think.
If that ever fails but still pumps, you have a check valve already there.
Okay.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my logic. So if that failed the check valve inside but would still work, you already preemptively stopped yourself and have to work on it until the pump quits working.
Oh, yeah, and if I end up, well, it wouldn't matter, but if I ever had to replace that pump, then...
Yeah. It keeps the... It does help. I build my old fuel tanks for my race cars. I put a check valve.
So let me ask you something. What's the point of wearing a belt if you still have your shit around your
Sorry. Lost so much weight I can't afford new clothes.
You've never thought about taking a drill and drilling into your belts?
I just can't keep up with it. I went
Come
from
on, man. Stop being a lazy bitch.
Fuck you, too. I wish I was lazy. No matter what I do, it doesn't work.
You know, if you can't afford new clothes, you know what I do? I pull it up to where it's above my belly button, so then I push my gut out, and guess what? I don't need a belt. I look like a dork, but I don't need a belt.
So, I'm going to take some of the slack out of here. Yep.
I mean, I do play music through most of it, mainly because I have nothing to talk about, and nobody wants to sit there and listen to a crazy psychopath talk for 7 hours. Now, if my calculations are correct, when I turn that key on, okay, now that I found it, now that I found the keys, I don't need to take anything apart because I know which wire it's coming off of, and I can just take that one, plug it in, and be like zip zap zap zip 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 done. Oh, it is?
Other than the wires that you sent up to me. But I need to go get my zip ties and do what I used to do.
I've already, what do you mean the wires? I already brought the wires up to you.
No, all I gotta do is connect them.
Oh, okay.
And then, are you almost ready to try the boat?
Yeah, almost. All I have to do is put a connector on the end of it and hook it up to the panel. I'm like 5 minutes away from it. I just got to got to get this wire here. Disconnected that one. So then the one that's coming off of it here is going to go into there. And that is going to go on there. Then this goes on here. Which means that is the wire for the ignition right there. This is the ground.
Did the pump kick on?
Yep, whenever I click the switch, whenever I turn the key on, yep. So I'm not too worried about this right now. I'll clean that up here in a minute. So now whenever I turn the key on, the pump will kick on. So I'm going to give it, what I normally do is I'll give it like about 10 seconds. Let's give that a go, shall we? 2, 3, 4. Uh-huh! This is why I hire the best. So I'm gonna let this run for a few minutes, and I'll be back in about what, 15 minutes? Yeah, 15 minutes. Let's see. Yeah.
It started that quick.
Thing is, before I've turned it off, waited about like 2 minutes or a minute, turn it back on, and cranking and cranking and cranking.
Okay.
What's the matter?
Go ahead and fire her up. Let her run for a second.
Yep. She's been about well, he just left maybe about an hour ago, but it's been about 3 hours since this thing cranked over. So let's give it a go, shall we? I've never had it do that.
That's what she said.
Michael, please.
There he is.
Please.
Mwah!
There he is.
It's nice. Let me show you the pump here. And I'm gonna run and fix the lines here. And so yeah, that's where we put it. And like I said, I still have to tape the lines up, but yep, we're good. Let's see if the pump on the bus works, because it's been about 5 days since I started it last, so let's try. Better than normal. I'll take it all day.